Welcome to the first ever episode of DreamShare, a bi-weekly podcast where we talk about dreams, share dreams we've had, and figure out what they could mean. I'm your host, Sarah Strunk, and I'm here with my co-host and my brother, Christopher.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
There you are.
There I am.
He's here.
Okay.
Great introduction. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that was good.
Anyway, I wanted to start out by saying why I wanted to create this podcast. I've always been curious about dreams and why we dream. I took a psychology class in high school. Fascinating. So I love talking about dreams and the brain. I also have a lot of vivid dreams myself, and I've written them down since 2013. I actually checked yesterday, and I have over 900 written down. It's a lot of dreams.
That's a lot, yeah. I've got a couple. Not that many.
How many do you think you have?
Oh, it's hard to say, like I didn't count, but anywhere in between 2 and 3 dreams.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
You'll get there. How many years has it been? Math? 7 years. I've been writing down my dreams since 2013. But anyway, I love dreams because they're ridiculous and they're funny, but they can also tell us a lot about our everyday lives. And also when you dream, your scenarios are limitless. So a lot of the times you have really funny or just bizarre ones. So I love dreams. But I also thought that because we are in the middle of a global pandemic, that it's a lot harder to connect with others right now because we're so far apart. And so I thought that creating this podcast could also help to create a space where people can connect. My brother and I are not even in the same household, so this gives us a way to connect and talk about our dreams, but also just with the dreaming community. I want to hear other people's dreams, and I want to share my own. So in a world of social distancing, hopefully this will create more space to make friends. I don't know. Anyway.
Aw, you're just a little lonely.
I'm just a little lonely. It's hard. I'm fine. We're fine. This is fun. Anyway, this is going to be a freaking good time. So, since this is our first podcast, I'm going to give you the rundown of the general flow of things. So we'll start each episode with a fact about dreaming, something sciencey, although we are not scientists. Then myself and my co-host Christopher, or a special guest, will each tell a dream and then analyze it. We'll conclude by sharing a dream from our community. So with that said, let's go right into our fun fact of the episode, which is a question that a lot of people have. Why do we dream? Why do you think we dream?
Oh, God. I didn't know I was going to be put on the spot.
First instinct.
I, too, took a single psychology class in high school, which means I am almost an expert in this.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And I'm pretty sure we dream because... Okay, so I don't know. But I know it's in the REM sleep cycle.
Yes, you would be correct.
I know you
on that.
You go to bed and you go 1, 2, 3, 4 REM, and then you dream, and then you wake up sometimes, and then you're like, wow, that was wild. And then your cat throws up.
Yes.
Quincy threw up. Yeah, he threw up last night.
Oh, Quincy's our cat that lives at our dad and Tracy's house.
I was having a dream, and I was like, what is that noise? And then I woke up, and he was like, bleh, and he threw up in my backpack.
Oh, well, good thing you aren't going anywhere. You don't need your backpack.
Oh, that's very true. Very true. I don't need it.
You don't need your backpack.
I hadn't thought about that, but that makes the situation better.
Well, a lot of people like you also do not know why we dream. A lot of researchers and scientists have done study after study to try to figure out if dreaming has a biological function, and they haven't really come up with anything. There are a lot of theories, however. But you were right in saying that you do dream the most or the most strongly during the REM or rapid eye movement cycle. So you did get that right, which is good.
Cool.
But I'm going to tell you a theory around dreams, and this is one of the most common theories by an Austrian neurologist. You may know him. You may have heard of him. Sigmund Freud.
He loves his mom.
Yeah, there's a lot about him that we're not going to get into today.
That's probably good.
But he did theorize that we dream to fulfill wishes. And we also dream to tell us or uncover information about unconscious thoughts, feelings, and anxieties. Which I think makes a lot of sense because a lot of the time when you dream, you do have these items that come in from your everyday life and they kind of tell you about where you're at.
Right.
So I think that makes a lot of sense, but while some of our dreams are wild and nonsensical, a lot of them can tell us what's going on in our daily lives. But I don't know. I want to hear from you. Have you had any dreams lately?
I had like 3 dreams last night. So just to preface it, I used to not dream a lot, but for whatever reason in the last week, I've had a dream almost every night. I don't remember them all because you wake up and you go, whoa, and then I fall back asleep. I generally don't wake up and stay up. I wake up and I fall back asleep because I wake up to turn off my alarm or something like that. I should just not have an alarm. It doesn't work. But I've been dreaming a lot and I haven't recorded them all. But like last night, I was just like in the desert and there was a film competition and Andy was there and the film competition was called Fart Town. And and at the end everybody made really good films and Andy was like, wow, everyone in Fart Town did so good. And I went, yeah, I'm proud of Fart Town. And then that's when the cat threw up. And to relate to your question about like, you know, do like things in real life affect your dreams? The Discord server that we use is called Fart Town.
Yes.
So 100% related to my real life.
Do you think that short dream fulfilled any of your wishes, as Freud would say?
No.
Okay, that's fine. That's an answer.
I didn't have any wishes. I have new wishes. I wish the cat didn't throw up in my backpack.
Yeah, but we already talked about you don't need a backpack right now.
Yeah, but it was really gross.
Okay, that's fair.
Chunks of stuff in my backpack.
Oh, okay. We don't need to go into that. So do you want to take us into your dreamland? Gonna whoosh us away? Whoosh.
Yeah. This dream is no cat vomit related dream. There's no cat vomit in this dream.
That's good.
Or in real life.
Nice.
All right. Here I go. Do you want to whoosh?
Whoosh.
Okay.
Whoosh. Say it with me. Whoosh. Yes.
So my dream starts in a shipyard. We're close to the water. It's dusk, somewhere in the Philippines, or maybe Singapore. I haven't been to either place, so I don't really know what they look like, but there was a lot of islands around me, and there was a lot of big cities on those islands, so I just kind of went, that's probably Singapore and or the Philippines. So we were in the shipyard, we were on family vacation. It was you, me, Dad, Tracy, our stepmom, and the majority of her family, so there were like 15 or 20 people total. And we were all in this shipyard because we were going to be taking a cargo ship-sized pirate ship to South Korea.
Yo-ho, matey.
This was super exciting. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been on a cargo ship-sized pirate ship to South Korea. But we weren't getting on the boat until the next day. So I was like, I had to quell my excitement a little bit. So we were spending the night in a motel. It was like still outside of the city and stuff, near the harbor and everything, but it was just outside the shipyard or something. After everyone had put their luggage in their room, there was like some kind of pre-boat orientation
Yar, welcome to pre-boat orientation.
where they just like give you facts about the boat or whatever. It's like, these are things you need to know before you get on the cargo ship-sized pirate ship. And I thought, okay, this is good. But they told us we had to do chores. And I was like, I don't want to do chores. What do you mean? And they were like, yeah, you got to do chores to like help make the boat go. And I was like, this isn't a vacation anymore. This sounds like chores. They also told us that we had to rent winter boots. Because if we didn't rent the winter boots, then they would charge us like a no boot fee. Like to get on the boat, you had to have the boots. And I was like, all right, sure. So everybody's getting ready. You know, they're checking to make sure they have everything for the boat. And I generally don't pack a lot on trips. So I didn't have much to do. So I went out for a run. And on my run, it was like super pretty. You get to see all the islands and the water and the cities. It kind of looked like Vancouver at this point. The scenery didn't morph. I just recognized it more. And on my way back to the motel, I saw Tracy. And I thought, oh, hey, I never asked how long this trip was. So I walked up to her and I was like, hey, how long is this trip? And she kind of looked at me and was like, oh, you know, like 2, maybe like 3 weeks, like 24 days, actually, 24 days. And I didn't like that. So I just woke up.
I like that you were like, nope, gotta go. Back to the real world.
So, fun fact about that, it was specifically 24 days because you and I went on a trip with Mom and Dickie, our stepdad, in like 2015 or something. And we went to Europe. Super cool. Great opportunity. I didn't want to go to Europe. I had other things to do. I just didn't want to go. And that trip was 24 days. And that trip was not very fun.
Wow. I remember we did a lot of death marches on that trip.
What does that mean?
Oh, like we just kept walking and walking and walking. And by the end of the day, you're just like, I
just remember being very angry. But anyway, that's where the 24 days comes from specifically. So like in my dream, I was like, it's happening again. So I just woke up.
I like how you're having a stress dream about traveling again for 24 days. Like, what if Tracy was like, oh, it's 14 days?
Oh, that's a little too long still.
What's your optimal time?
Alone.
Okay. Also going with the 24 days things, I wonder how long it would actually take to get from the Philippines/Singapore to South Korea.
Good question, Sarah. Because I have an answer for you. For reference, let's go from Singapore. If you are flying a direct flight from Singapore to South Korea, it would take about 6 hours, 6 to 6.5 hours. Some flights take 9 to 9.5, but they normally have one stop. Okay, great. Great news. But we're on a boat, you say. Another good question, Sarah. If we look, there's a ferry, okay? This is so exciting. There's a ferry that goes from Fukuoka, Japan to Busan, South Korea, okay? It goes like twice a day or something like that normally, from what I've read on the internet. From Busan, South Korea to Fukuoka, Japan, it's 130 miles. And the ferry during the day trip takes 6 hours, and at the night trip it takes 12 hours. So let's just call it 9 hours, right? Like that's easy. Easy clown math here. Now,
Clown math?
130 clown math. Because it's silly. 130 miles divided by 9 is like 14.4 repeating or something like that. Man, I hope I remember that correctly. I didn't write that down. But let's say the ferry's going at like 15 miles per hour. From South Korea to Singapore is about 2,700 miles, which is 4,350 kilometers. If the cargo ship-sized pirate ship was traveling on average 15 miles per hour, which is a little bit slow for cargo ships, it's on the lower end of the average of their speed. I think they're like 12 to 25 miles per hour, but I decided to stick with 15 because as a pirate ship, I don't know. But anyway, it would take us 7.5 days nonstop to get from Singapore to South Korea. So there'd probably be a couple days where we would have to dock and get more supplies. So let's say like +3. You could even add +7. Point is, it's not 24 days. Why was this trip so long?
You did so much research.
I have more research.
Wow.
But it's not about that. My other research is just like, what does a boat mean in a dream, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what a boat means?
I have a question, though. I have a clarification.
No questions at this time.
Oh, okay. What does a
No, you can
boat
ask.
mean?
Go ahead.
Normally when I think of a pirate ship that people can go on, it's like an interactive, entertaining venture.
Yeah.
Was that your pirate ship, or was it just a real pirate ship where you actually had to do chores?
It was just a big cargo ship-sized pirate ship.
So no entertainment value.
Oh, actually, so that kind of plays into it. So in the dream, I never went on the pirate ship. It was just everything took place the night before. Oh. So I went to dreamdictionary.org for this. And I was reading, they had an article about boats, which was literally posted like 3 days ago. I was like, wow, that's wild. What does it mean? I don't know. We'll have to go to another website to look it up.
Omen.
Yeah. So a docked boat in a dream could represent that you are getting ready to embark on a new journey.
Where you going? You can't go anywhere right now.
Well, that's why I'm not on the boat, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why it's docked still. It hasn't left.
It's quarantined.
Yeah. And I was supposed to move to Japan to teach English. So Dream Chris picked South Korea and must have just been like, it's close enough.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, though. Like, in terms of, I guess, not necessarily going back to wish fulfillment, but just saying what's kind of going on in your mind right now. You're probably like, man, I really wish I got on that boat to go to Japan to teach English in Japan.
Yeah.
But now it's like, Corona's like, no, not allowed.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sad.
So it might be that. I tried to look up the chores as well, because it was like such a specific thing. But I couldn't really find anything about chores in dreams. So I just maybe it means that like there was a setback because I don't, they were like, oh yeah, we're all ready to go. Also, you got to do chores. And I was like, oh, that's kind of like a setback that makes this much less like a vacation and more like an experience that I don't want to do.
Well, also when I think of chores, I think of teamwork. And so and with boats too, you have to basically to sail the boat, unless you're on a cruise, you really have to work as a team. And maybe it's like the whole world right now needs to work as a team and do the chores for the boat in order to get it to launch.
What does that mean then? Because I didn't want to do any chores.
Means you're an invaluable citizen.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. No.
That's all my facts.
I like those facts. Those are really great facts.
I think. Oh, I got one more quick fact. Maybe one more fact.
Okay.
Maybe it's not that interesting now.
That's okay.
Vancouver's the farthest west I've ever been in North America. So, like, I don't know. Maybe there's, like, something there where I was like, oh, it's the farthest west I've been in North America before leaving for Japan. In my dream, I was like, it's nice here. And then, I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know how that connects. Sorry. Besides that you've been there before.
Okay.
Well, anyway, thanks for sharing your dream.
Hey,
that was great.
No problem.
I love it.
Okay.
I also have a dream that I can share. So, you know what time it is. It's time to whoosh.
Oh my goodness. All right.
All right, here's my dream.
Are you going to whoosh?
Whoosh.
Oh. We got to whoosh together.
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Whoosh. I was with my mom, and we were traveling and rented this house by a road. It was in a small town, but it was really cute. We came down the front stairs to catch the bus. When I got to the bottom of the stairs, I turned a corner and I saw Miss Emily, our previous foster cat, sitting in the middle of the road. I was like, Miss Emily, get out of the road. But luckily there were no cars coming, so she trotted over to me. She let me pet her for a little while, and then I told her, please stay out of the middle of the road until I get back, Miss Emily. So she sat on the steps. Mom waved me over to say the bus was leaving soon. We were going to the theater. I ran up the road where the bus was, but it wasn't a traditional bus. It was literally 4 wire benches like you see at parks, without legs, sitting on the pavement. There was no room for your legs, so you had to sit crisscross applesauce on the benches. They weren't even connected. There was no bus driver. They followed each other like magic or like magnetism. But it was really funny because as we drove away, the metal just scraped the road and kept driving. Mom and I got our seats in the theater. The lights dimmed and the crowd hushed. The lights on the stage came up and some music started. Suddenly, a bunch of earthworm puppets popped out of the curtain and started wiggling all around to the music. There were about 20 to 30 of them all wiggling around, and they interacted with people in the closest seats. They wiggled all around our laps and the stage while bebopping to the music. The end.
Oh. Good. That's good. Okay, so before we talk about your dream, just dreams in general, like when I'm like writing them down or like filming them and then I look back on them, I'm always just like, yo, there's never a conclusion.
No.
It's always
never.
Almost always it's unsatisfying because you just wake up. It's like
This is not a fun fact part of the episode, but I was reading about this the other day, so I'm just going to throw it in here.
Yeah.
But actually, dreaming has a lot to do with your memory, and actually the more you dream, the more improved your memory is, according to science, roughly. Roughly according to science.
What does that mean,
I don't
roughly
have
according
that.
to science?
Well, like I read it yesterday, but I didn't take notes enough to like present it as research. So
Where did you read it? Science.com?
No, I went to like nih.gov
okay.
or org or I don't know. I do my research.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, it was saying how dreams are connected to your memory, and a lot of the time our dreams don't have conclusions, because if you have a conclusion to your dream, you're less likely to remember it when you wake up. But you're more likely to remember your dream when you don't have a conclusion, because you wake up in the middle of it.
Oh.
So like you wake up and you're like, oh, I just remember that, and you can grab onto it, remember it. Versus if you have a conclusion, you're like, Wait, did I dream last night? I have no idea.
Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. That was a fun fact,
It was a fun fact.
even though it wasn't supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Well, it's fun, but it's not the fun fact.
Oh, it's a little fun fact.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. But anyway, so about my dream is I thought a lot about like the different meanings, like what do earthworms mean? And I didn't really find a lot about that. However, when I thought back to Freud and wish fulfillment, my dream is chocked full of wish fulfillment. So here are the ways that my wishes have been fulfilled in my dream. Number 1, Mom and I were traveling. We can't travel right now. Traveling is something I love. So the fact that we were staying in like an Airbnb somewhere, I don't know where, that was like number 1 wish fulfillment. Number 2, Miss Emily let me pet her. So my foster cat, Miss Emily, who has since gotten adopted, she was only here for a week, but she wouldn't let me pet her because she was so scared until like maybe the last day before she went to her forever home. And so in my dream, she let me pet her, and that was like the best feeling in the world. To pet a cat just fills my heart. So that was wish fulfillment. The third is that I really miss theater. Like really bad.
Aw.
So even if I'm sitting watching little earthworm puppets bounce around the stage, I'm living for it. And then the fourth and final wish fulfillment, and this is a stretch, I will admit, but it has to do with the earthworms, because I thought to myself, I mean, I don't really like, if someone asked me, do you like worms? I'd probably be like, meh, they're not my favorite. But now that I think about it, I have a lot of real life memories and positive memories with wormies in the garden, on the street after it rains when they're all S's on the sidewalk. I pick them up and put them back in the ground. So I have a good friendship with those guys. And then also last summer, when I was in Italy on a study abroad, I found foot-long earthworms. They were huge and I loved them. Like, I set out on a quest to find them in the gardens, and no one believed me when I told them that I found a foot earthworm. Like, literally, it was longer than my actual foot. But it was so cool because I'd never seen one that big.
Are you using your foot as a unit of measurement, Sarah?
Yes. I didn't have a ruler with me.
So when you say it was a foot long, you mean it was the length of your foot?
It was my foot long. Which I don't even think is a foot because I'm a size 9, so I think that's 9 inches.
I don't know how that works.
Also, Italy uses the metric system, so maybe it was a meter's really long. It was not a meter long earthworm.
You'd have really big feet if your foot was a meter long.
Isn't a meter 3 feet?
Ish.
Oh my god, that'd be... I don't even know if they have shoes that big.
Oh my god, they don't.
Okay. Well, anyway, so the only thing in my dream that I have no idea about, I have no clue what it means, why it happened, was the bus.
I was about to ask about the bus.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Oh, that's my favorite part. I love the idea. Yeah. Down the road, sparks flying everywhere. Someone's just on the bus reading a magazine or something.
But the thing that I think maybe I could connect to that is because, like, the thought of getting on a bus right now, like a public transportation thing,
Right.
I think it's not safe yet, really. I know people have to,
Yeah.
but, like, I don't think I would get on a bus right now with the pandemic. But the future of buses could be outdoor benches on the ground.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Magic benches that are just pulled.
Yes, magic benches with no driver, and as you taught me recently, crisscross applesauce, spoons in the bowl.
You got to keep your spoons in the bowl.
So you don't lose a finger when that bench is going 35 miles an hour down the road. You got to keep your spoons in the bowl.
Yep. It's vital.
It's vital. With that said, we're going to move on to our final segment of the podcast right now, where we share a dream that was submitted by someone from the DreamShare community.
Okay, that's good.
This dream comes in from Valeria, who writes, "Wasps everywhere. Dead wasps, alive wasps. I couldn't escape them." And that's the dream.
Okay, short. It's very
Very
short.
short.
That's a very short dream.
But I was thinking, maybe Valeria has a great fear of wasps.
Can you ask her? Can you just like send her a message and
Yeah.
ask her if she has a fear of wasps?
I
Because
can email her.
if she doesn't, what does that mean?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Because also, like, maybe if a lot of people have chasing dreams, like where they're being chased by a bug or
Oh
a
yeah,
dinosaur.
that's pretty common, I think.
But it seems like
Wait,
Valeria's
a bug or a dinosaur? I don't know if that's the common part. What are you talking about?
chasing. Chasing is the common
Okay.
part.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't know if Valeria, maybe if Valeria is not afraid of wasps, just the mass amount of dead and alive wasps that are around is just overwhelming and almost claustrophobic to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't like that. I'm not afraid of wasps, and I guess I mean, I don't want that to happen.
No, I don't like wasps. They're very angry. Their legs are frightening, how they dangle.
You always talk about the legs.
Have you seen the legs?
No.
You have to see the leg. They're terrifying. They just dangle. But anyway, thank you to Valeria for sending that in. If you have a dream that you want to share, you can email it to us at dreams.dreamshare@gmail.com, and who knows, we might read your dream on the podcast. Check us out on Instagram at DreamShare Podcast, and if you liked what you heard today, please share it. Share it with your friends or your dog. Play it on a loudspeaker while you drive through the neighborhoods. Hello, neighborhoods. That's for you. Anyway, follow us for updates and more DreamShare podcasts, and thanks for tuning in.
Are you not going to say the last thing you have written here? That's so good.
Sweet dreams.